Hey guys, Grazer, the Autistic Gamer, and welcome to what is essentially an update video or a very belated intro video, or both. It has been a long while since I last uploaded anything, and so I felt like I wanted/needed to make a video to explain what's been going on with me and why there's been such a gap and what is coming. What is my plan? Like, to such an extent, I even have notes. Yeah, I'm like, I am a news reporter in today's headlines. So if you see me looking down a lot as opposed to looking at the camera, that'll be why I'm referring to my notes, so I can at least try and stick on topic, which would actually be a miracle for me. Anyway, let's get started. Let's go back to early 2025. Sarah, some of you will be aware, some of you won't. Sarah and I made the difficult decision to separate. It wasn't entirely unexpected. It been very amicable. We were still living under the same house, because we still had to look after Sparky, but it was a massive change. And as I said, despite the fact that it was mutual, it's still hit a bit hard. And my brain doesn't do change very well, especially when it's change that's been forced on it. It's not change of its own volition. So it took me a while to get used to being single and just not being a husband anymore. During that process, including lots of therapy. Shout out to Kelly, my therapist. How she's tolerated me is amazing. Patience of a saint. During that sort of that process, my desire to sort of get back into making gaming videos started to resurface a little bit. Started trying out a couple of gaming streams and actually looking to make my own sort of YouTube videos, very, very heavily inspired by a YouTuber called Pete Complete. He does some amazing stuff. His attention to detail and the way he works through things. His Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough at the moment is just a work of art. And I kind of wanted it inspired me to go back into older games that I've really enjoyed and really do that kind of playthrough. And the two sort of merge. So that's how this channel came about. So on the 22nd of September, I uploaded my first video, which was the Marvel Midnight Suns tutorial. And I'm actually just going to put it on my screen here. I had a fairly steady upload schedule, really, of sort of going in between Marvel Midnight Suns and then the live streams of Lego. Everything was going well. However, that sort of changed in November, when it's actually a good thing, but again, I'm going to use the word change and my reaction to change a lot. I'll probably get bored, but please don't get bored. Please make it to the end. I think that changed in November when an opportunity for me to move into my own place came up, and this is the new place that you can see, including all my recycling that I've just realized is in shot. Adds character. Anyway, so it came up very, very quickly. I've gone back to renting, and my experience with renting is that when a place comes up, you need to move fast, because they have a tendency not be on the market for very long. And this place was just absolutely freaking ideal, so I had to move quick, and so that was another massive upheaval. And which I'm now all set in. I'm happy to set in. I've got my dartboard up as well, which has made me very happy. I'll come back on my dartboard in a moment. So all of this sort of like happened shortly after I'd started this channel. So there was a bit of a gap, and that's why I was moving house. But I'm still able to keep up a regular, sort of fairly regular schedule. And then I sort of then got into streaming Star Trek Online, which is a game I've really enjoyed. and again doing like a complete playthrough of every mission in that, and everything was going well. So I decided to sort of one day sit down and sort of plan out, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want this channel to be? What games am I interested in recording and making sort of content out of? And I just started planning out a list. It was great. It included things like F125's career mode. I was going to do something with Punch Club. I was going to do like really like the original Xbox games and do things like the Star Wars Jedi games and Star Wars Outlaws on easy, just because why not? And then I looked down at my plan and went, none of that is viable. Reason being is because I have other hobbies and I try to have a life. I know it's astonishing. I try to have a life. You know, there's, I said, dartboard, there's one of my hobbies. And I'm also trying to get back into doing tap dancing and generally just like not having a day where it like literally I finish work. So I go from that desk over there in my other room, which you can't see off camera, and then literally just come and sit down and sit this and start recording. And that was pretty much the only way I was going to be able to get through all of the content and everything that I'm like, yay, let's do that. It was way too ambitious, and I froze in quite a few ways, actually. Literally, like, just to give you an example, I've had part 6 of my Marvel Midnight Suns playthrough ready to go for about a month, and I just was so overwhelmed with what I wanted to do that I just have not actually uploaded it yet. Yes, that might sound a bit weird, but some of you may be able to empathize with that. It's just overload, and just my brain is just melted down. I'm like, yeah, I can't do all of this. Also, life decided not to cooperate. So I've recently had some blood tests done. And to quote my doctor, your cholesterol levels are through the roof, and one test indicates diabetes. So that was a fun way to start a Wednesday morning. I'm like very well aware, and from what I've researched and spoke to a couple of people, that these are things that are very easily manageable now. Both, you know, either in terms of meds and change in diet, change of exercise, you know, all that stuff to keep me healthy. But is that word again, change? And I'm like, I'm not sure I actually have the I don't know if I have the discipline to do it, and that's worried me a bit. That's come up, and it's all been a bit overwhelming. I mean, just quickly looking back, I uploaded a couple of live streams back in February. Bear in mind, we're now in April. And my last Midnight Suns video was January the 17th. So, yeah. It's rocked me hard, and the channel is not. I've not got up to a schedule about where I wanted to do. I will, you know, was trying to sort of do more regular uploads, and even the planning of that sent my brain haywire. In other news, so now that I have finally settled down a little bit, I had a fantastic weekend away a couple of weekends ago in Cornwall. Stayed in a lodge, nice wooden lodge. Not the sort of place you'd expect me to be, but there I was. And it was actually really nice, really chilled. The whole retreat, the music retreat that I was on, was just so chilled and so laid back. It was like, I needed this, and I did not realize. So it's actually given me a chance to reorder some thoughts and revisit my plan. So, what is that plan? Right on page 2. So my first plan is I want to do a gaming stream at least once a week, possibly twice a week, depending on other hobbies I've got one darts team. Well, I'm part of two darts teams in two different leagues. One league season's about to end, so that will free up a bit of time. But that's normally on the same night that I have tap, so not going to free up too much stuff. And also, I'm like trying to do some competitions as well. But anyway, sorry. Even when I have a script, I can't stay on topic. So I'm trying to do stream 2 weeks. Those streams are going to be the Lego Star Wars, Skywalker Saga, and Star Trek Online. Those are the two that I've started, and I will alternate streams as and when I do them. So one stream with Lego, one stream with Star Trek, the next stream with Lego. We're just going back and forth. They're actually like really sort of interesting in the fact that obviously very different games, but they've got one has a definite end to it. Like Lego Star Wars has a definite end. Like once you've got all the collectibles and you've completed all the challenges and you've got all of the achievements, that's sort of like the end of the game. That's it. Whereas Star Trek Online is magnitudes bigger, and they keep adding stuff. And they haven't added any more achievements though. I think that's an oversight on their part. But anyway, so yeah, so that's gonna keep me going, and then I can, once I come to the end of Lego, I can then sort out what I want to stream next. I've got a couple of ideas, but it's gonna be on streams. There's only gonna be like only ever 2 games on the go at once, unless something is released and it really, really grabs me, and I feel like I want to stream it like on release day or very close to the release day. But I tried that. I tried doing that when I first started gaming streaming, and it didn't work for me. For a whole multitude of reasons, but it's kind of like the reason why I'm getting back to the plan of I'm just going to stream what I want to stream, very much like my YouTube videos. Anyway, so once I've done those streams, the idea is I'm going to upload them up to YouTube about 48 hours after the stream. So that will at least keep some YouTube stuff going as I work on my other 2 projects on YouTube, which are we're going to continue Marvel Midnight Suns. I love that game. I want for access to do XCOM 3 and Midnight Suns 2. Unfortunately, I don't see either of those happening, but I would love it. And I have just finished recording. Oh, I say just, I put the finishing touches on it last night, to Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. Look forward to that, because I do loads of voices, which isn't going to be hilarious or cringy in any way, shape, or form, and can't possibly go wrong. Anyway, so again, much like the first, like Lego and Star Trek, they are very sort of like different games in terms of like Marvel has a definitive end. You get all the collectibles, get all the achievements, boom, done. But Across the Unknown has a lot of branching storylines, different options. You can get different results even if you set the same option, and there's like 6 different endings. So I may end up doing like multiple playthroughs of this one and see if I can get all the endings to get all of the achievements. Because, reasons. There's my brain. Because Across the Unknown is so much work per episode, they're not going to happen very often. And I like variety. Variety is the spice of life, apparently, though you can't really put it in curries. But I like to keep things varied because it just keeps my brain. I get bored easily, frankly. So I won't sort of like be with the streams going bouncing back and forth between Marvel and Voyager, because I think I'm going to want something. I think palate cleanse is the term I'm looking for. I want to do like a little bit of palate cleanse. I want to also do like shorter videos as well. That obviously I still put all the time in, still put the effort in, but they are shorter. I've already said that, but never mind. And so therefore, like, they're a bit easier to make. So I'm kind of like thinking like some of my original Xbox games, I've like doing a level, like doing a level per video, or just even if I don't complete the level, deliberately keeping these very, very short, like 20 minutes max. Because that will then, while I'm working on Voyager, I can keep a regular sort of upload schedule sort of done. That's the aim. The other thing as well that I want to do is, if you can't quite see him, that's all about shot. But I used to subscribe to KiwiCo. Shout out to KiwiCo. They were really good fun. This is not an ad. I'm not being paid to say that. I really do actually enjoy KiwiCo. I had to stop because I couldn't afford them. You know, living on your own and getting divorced is expensive. Anyway, so I've still got about 5 or 6 builds to do from what they delivered before I cancelled my subscription. Shout out to my niece and nephew as well. They've bought me some like crafty gifts, like a puzzle where the puzzle pieces are shaped like footballers, and they've also bought me a model Anfield for me to put together as well. So I'm kind of interested in putting those together and uploading those. I've done that a couple of times actually. I've done them as time lapse, and they kind of just normally come out about 5-6 minutes long, which I think is again perfect. Take me maybe an hour, 2 camera angles, overlay. You know, I can do those, and again, nice and short, quick, so I can keep those uploads regular while I'm working on sort of these bigger projects. And so speaking of old Xbox games, I said I'm waiting for I'm waiting for a new. I'm waiting for an Xbox controller to arrive. So because I realized that mine's broken the move, and then I can start doing that. I'm looking at possibly doing. At the moment, I have Buffy, Futurama, and Enter the Matrix, which I'm probably going to do, which I'm obviously going to be working through and recording stuff at, once I've sort of completed them. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. And now that I've like calmed down and relaxed about things, this doesn't seem so big. Mostly because I now have sort of like a breakdown of exactly how I'm gonna do it. Well, I say exactly. I'm not like I'm gonna record on this day and I'm gonna edit on this day and I'm gonna release on this day. That I'd love to sit there and give you that, but as I said, blame life and work. So yeah. There are plans. There is new content coming. Thank you for sticking with me. Please continue to stick with me. Relieves the stress off my therapist. But I think that covers everything as to what's going on and what's coming. If you have any questions, comments, ideas for games, let me know. I'm kind of hoping to do Mass Effect Andromeda one day. I want to do a legendary playthrough on that. Or possibly the entire Mass Effect trilogy and Andromeda. And I'm umming and ahhing about Witcher 3. And the only reason I'm umming and ahhing about Witcher 3 is that I know that they're remaking Witcher 1 and currently working on Witcher 4. And to be honest, by the time I get around to doing Witcher 3, those 2 games will probably be out, so I might as well just do a 1, 2, 3, 4 straight through playthrough. That actually sounds a really good idea. There's 6 years of my life I'm going to need for that. So anyway, this has been hopefully I've been talking up to 20 minutes. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you now got a better idea as to what the hell's gone on. Some of it's good stuff, some of it's bad stuff, some of it's just life being life and not cooperating with my plans. But we will be getting back. Oh, yeah, so I will be uploading Marvel Midnight Suns. I'm going to upload that Monday. That will go up. And then I think the following Monday will then be Voyager. And then in between time, there will be uploads from the streams I've done. Actually, there might be an upload before that because I've got a Lego stream that I did. So I might get that up at the weekend, actually. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, get notifications. And then once the controller arrives, we'll start just recording footage on those Xbox games. I don't really know about commentary yet. It would make sense to have commentary and do a bit of commentary on them, but Again, it's a bit of planning, but I will see. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. No, seriously, guys, let me know what you think, because you know I'm always up for some ideas and games and improvements on how to make this better. First one, don't do 20-minute update videos. Anyway, I am going to go. Thank you very much, everybody, for your support and for sticking with me and hanging out. And hopefully I will be able to bring more videos regularly now for you guys to enjoy. Bye-bye for now.